News in 5.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
Good day. This is World News in 5 here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese announced on Wednesday that a referendum on enshrining indigenous rights in the Constitution will be held on October 14. The referendum calls for the creation of a voice to Parliament, a committee that will advise lawmakers on laws that affect its Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island people. Indigenous Australians make up more than 3% of the country's nearly 26 million population, but are not mentioned in the Constitution despite inhabiting the continent for over 60,000 years. They were marginalized by British colonial rulers and not granted voting rights until the 1960s and continue to track below national averages on most socio-economic measures. Public support for the referendum has declined since the measure passed overwhelmingly in the Australian Senate in June amid heated debate. Opponents say the referendum will divide Australians along racial lines. The referendum will need to be approved by both a majority of the national vote and a majority of Australia's 6 states. The last constitutional referendum passed in 1977.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
In other news overseas, a group of army officers in the Central African nation of Gabon say they have overthrown the government of President Ali Bongo. The officers announced the coup early on Wednesday morning on national television channel Gabon 24, just moments after the nation's election commission had announced that President Bongo had won a third term in Saturday's general elections. The group said that the election results were invalidated, all state institutions dissolved, and all borders closed until further notice. Bongo first took office in 2009 after the death of his father Omar Bongo, who had become president in 1967. Saturday's elections were overshadowed by a lack of international observers, raising concerns about transparency. Afterward, Bongo's government curtailed internet service and imposed a nightly curfew across the nation, saying it was necessary to prevent the spread of misinformation. Gunfire was heard throughout Gabon's capital, Libreville, after the television appearance. The declared coup comes on the heels of last month's military overthrow of President Mohamed Bazoum of Niger, the latest in a series of coups across the West and Central Africa since 2020. President Bongo survived an attempted military takeover in January 2019 as he was recovering from a stroke.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
And for our Philippine Embassy news, the Philippine Consulate General or PCG in Calgary successfully launched the Winter Escapade 8 at the PCG's Dr. Jose Rizal Hall. Slated on February 18 to 27, 2024, this 10-day tour is an exciting journey to Manila, Iloilo, Cebu, and Bohol that will bring participants to various tourism destinations, cultural heritage sites, and beautiful landscapes in the Philippines. The participants will also get to enjoy the delectable Filipino cuisines. Since its first inception, the Winter Escapade has been a well-attended tourism promotion program of the Philippine Embassy in Ottawa, the Philippine Consulates General in Calgary, Toronto, and Vancouver, and the Department of Tourism. In his remarks, Consul General Zaldi Patron encouraged the guest to join the winter escapade, which he described as the best value for money and VIP tour that one can join. Winter Escapade 8 aims to bring to the Philippines on a first-come, first-served basis about 300 participants from Canada.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
And that concludes today's edition of World News in 5 for Radyo Pilipinas World Service. This has been Steph Vicente. Good day and stay safe, everyone.
World News in 5.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.